Alright YouTube, it's now Sunday, July 28th, and everything is together, the timing's set, but we do have an issue, and it's something I really want everyone to pay attention to because of what I told you in part 2 about this Home Depot fitting. See how it's all blowed up like a balloon, where it's swelled up? I guess that's the trouble with it being soft rubber. Remember I mentioned that it did fit better, but I wasn't sure how it was going to hold up to heat. Well, we're finding out, and I don't want anyone to watch part 2. And I will. I haven't even uploaded part 2 yet, but I will in the video description explain what happened with this adapter. See how it's rubbing. It's swelled up enough to rub the belt. I'm not sure if you can see that in this screen. Yeah, I think you can. Yeah, the belt is actually rubbing it, and now it's kind of starting to leak. I'm just going to let it cool down to where it'll be safe to start it up and pull it back in. And then in the adapter from Summit, the $10 one, $10.62 one, it's on its way. So we'll try that, and that should. You know, I kind of thought about that after I got together. I was like, you know, radiator hoses have cords in them, and that's what keeps them from expanding like this. So do not use the Home Depot soft rubber adapter. It will not work. Just wanted to let you know that. But other than that, everything else is pretty good. I had to redo my upper after I got started and got it warmed up. I noticed this hose here was starting to push off, but I'm pretty sure that was my fault. I had the clamp, this clamp here that clamps it to the actual thermostat housing. I had it back too far, and it was just right on the lip. And it was starting to slide off as I tried to retighten everything after it warmed up. But other than that, I think everything's going to be okay. I'm going to just let it cool down. All we can do now is wait for that other piece to come in before I drive it. I'm definitely not going to drive it this way. And I'm still a little curious as to whether that hose will blow off when you're, you know, wide open, and that's what this car is for, to have a little fun with, do a little hot rodding. I'm just curious if after you get some pressure in the radiator, if that hose will blow off wide open, just because of the way those adapters slide on top of each other. Maybe not. Rubber tends to glue itself to each other, so we'll see. But we got all of our leaks fixed as far as I can see. Thought I saw something shiny there. No, that's a piece of plastic from something. But yeah, we had to and if in last night's video, part 2, told you my thermostat was leaking. This is the chrome thermostat with the O-ring, thermostat housing with the O-ring. So I tried it with no Permatex and no gasket, wondering if the O-ring will actually seal. But it didn't in this case, and I torqued it evenly. You got to be very careful how you torque them. They really want to rock back and forth. But I ended up making a gasket using Permatex. That looks a little sloppy. I'll go back later with a razor blade and trim that off, that too. But when you get this bottom hose fixed, and we'll be ready to drive it. But I will say one thing: it seems to take a lot longer to get up to temperature. It did get up to 200 just sitting here idling, but we're still going to try to make some improvements on the fan system. I don't have much room, as you can see. Not much room for those really good dual fan shrouds. One guy, I forgot his username, I can't think of it off the top of my head, sent me a video. Thank you for that, but I've looked into that before, and I don't think it's going to fit. As you can see, there's all the room I have. But we're going to come up with something. We're going to make this thing run cooler. But it is definitely an improvement, and it did sit here for a long time at idle. So, okay, well, we'll continue this video. Whenever I get my part in, we can drive this thing. Okay, YouTube, now it's Monday, July 29th, and we went ahead and ordered the $10 adapter because I showed you earlier in this video, which actually was yesterday, that the Home Depot adapter is not going to work. Remember how I told you it's swelled up? So, yeah, this one fits good and snug. Get it on there one-handed. Had it on there earlier. There we go. Got the camera off of what we're supposed to be looking at there. But yeah, and actually this one fits over the hose pretty well too. It goes just like that. So I want to repeat myself here. Do not use the Home Depot one. I guess I wasted $7 on that. But the good thing about it is that at least it helped me get it going on the weekend. So now all we gotta do is swap this out if I can find it. You'll see it's still swelling out, and it's cold. I haven't started this today. It's been sitting all day. It's been sitting since yesterday afternoon. And we're also going to go ahead and get that spacer plate out from underneath the carburetor. If you notice, the carburetor is sitting very high. Reason I did that because I only had long studs, and I guess I could have cut off some bolts, but actually I didn't even have any bolts laying around to make any. So on the way home today from work, I picked up these, so I'll do that this afternoon too. So I got to drain some water out of the radiator, and yeah, we'll swap that fitting out, see if it holds up. But from what I could see, this all here was going to work out good, and like I said before, looks pretty good. So let me get that done. We'll start this up, and maybe I'll go for a test drive tonight. Alright, YouTube, now it's Friday, August 2nd, and we're picking up from, what was it, Monday? Yeah. I went ahead and did the stuff I said I was going to do. Got the carburetor flat on the intake, no spacer plate. Fixed our adapter. I don't know if you can see down there in the dark. Probably not. But this weekend is Street Ride National, so we're going to take this thing out. We're going to wash the car today and take it out this afternoon and check out some hot rods running around town. If you go down there in front of the fairgrounds where all the motels are, it's kind of like a big cruise. There's supposed to be some places where there's going to meet too. We'll see. I was told about one. It might be too late. I don't know if they've all gathered there and left yet or not. But rod runs around here tend to end kind of early. But anyway, I didn't make a video of a test drive Monday night, but I did go test drive it, and everything is good. We've got all our leaks fixed. I had one little issue with the clamp after I put my good adapter on there, but we got our leaks fixed. I've been driving it. It seems to run a little cooler. Like I said, there's still room for improvement. Right now, we have some radiator flush in it. We changed the water one more time, and I put this in here, and I want to drive it around for a while with some flush. Break anything loose that might be still in there, and then tomorrow or Sunday, probably more likely Sunday, I will go ahead and drain this again, flush it out, and we're going to add some, I'll probably go to Walmart and get some distilled water. That's what a lot of people recommend. I'm going to add this to it and this to it, and it will be good to go. We'll see how that works out. It'll be good to go till winter time when we will have to put antifreeze in it. But until then, we're just going to add water with the water wetter additive, which, like I said before in the first video on this stuff is a good lubricant. It's for putting in race cars that you cannot run antifreeze in because the racetracks will not allow it. And this stuff here, we'll see how much of a difference it makes. But I got a few things to do before I get everything cleaned up, and we'll head out in it. I'm going to try to mount the camera somewhere in a car. We'll see how that works out. So stay tuned. We're going to go cruising in this thing. Alright, we got our tripod set up in the back seat. I don't know how well it's going to work out, but we'll try it out. We'll go head out and, like I said, look for some hot rods. We'll head down to Preston Highway. There's supposed to be a place where a bunch of hot rods were meeting. If I don't see anybody there, I'm just going to go down to the fairgrounds and cruise on that strip in front of it. And hopefully there'll be a bunch of them running around. on if we get time. If it doesn't, depends on what the weather does. Well, as you see, the camera didn't work out too well. Ah, shit. Alright, we're heading down Barstown Road now. The tripod mounted in the back seat just didn't work out. I'm not going to edit out what happened, but I punched a little bit coming out on the road and the tripod just fell over. So our filming while driving is going to be limited. I'll show you what I can. Okay, we cruised down Preston Highway a little bit. A few cars running up and down. Haven't seen any rod runs. There's supposed to have been one right down the road from here. I decided to stop in Hooters. Got hungry. Haven't eaten nothing since 12. A few cars hanging out in the parking lot. I'm going to see if I can do a little film in here. Got a neat little ride here, a little flathead in it. Always wanted to fool with the old flatheads. Love this time of year. It's about the best time of year for Louisville. Not much happens around here. We do have some rod runs and cruises and stuff, but nothing like the Street Rod National stuff. I think this is an old I think it's a Ford. Might be a Chevy. Can't tell. We know what this is. 55 Chevy. I'm a Ford guy, but this is my favorite Chevy right here. Another 55 Chevy right there. Like this one, looks like the old two-lane blacktop car. Looks pretty cool. Got the helmet hanging up in there. Stuff like that. Okay, that's about all that's in this parking lot. You don't care if I put your car on camera here, do you? You don't care?
No, we don't care.
Thank you. Alright, we're going to head down the road and see what else we can find. Alright, we're going to have to pull this thing off to the side. It's getting hot on me. I'm going to have to park it somewhere, anywhere. Still haven't got our hot issues in traffic solved yet, but that was just a little taste of the kind of cruising you can get around here. Shame I can't get this thing to run cooler. We will eventually. I just wish it was running cooler tonight. Right now we're just going behind here. We're going to find a place to park. Hopefully there's some cars. It's up to 210 right now, maybe 220. Too hot, way too hot. We're just gonna fucking get back on the highway and get it moving. Of course, on Critton Drive, that's the name of the road this place is on. Not a good place. Let me shut it off and park this thing. Alright, we're in a parking lot on Critton Drive, which runs right in front of the fairgrounds, which is down that way. I had to park. Like I told you, I was getting hot. But everything's going to be alright. As you can see, I even overflowed a little bit. But there's plenty to look at around here. Just going to walk around, let the car cool down. Got a 72 or 3 Torino right there. 72. Fastback Mustang. Another one right beside me. Just like old times out here tonight. I think that car was at Hooters. So was that one. We finally got her cooled down. Just a little bit of where they all meet, parking lot, right down the road from the fairgrounds. You can see some hot rods down in there, a lot of regular looking cars. But this is about as good as Louisville gets. There used to be some spots that was like this every Friday and Saturday night. You don't see it no more. Kind of miss that. Thanks for watching.